Hello and welcome. Just do all my sound checks. Managed to spend 20 minutes trying to set everything up and not really getting anywhere. For some reason, my Windows key doesn't work. And it worked yesterday, and it doesn't work now. And I have no idea what's happened, what's changed. There's not been a Windows update, so I don't know what that can't have broken it. But yeah, I had to restart, try to restart and see if that made a difference. And it didn't make a difference. I guess I should also note, just for in case it does come through, it shouldn't do because there's like an audio filter, but we're having some real. Oh, hello there, skyscraper. Hope you're well. We're having some real weather in the UK, or certainly we're here anyway. And I mean, literally rain hammering on the windows. So if that comes through, that's what that is. Right, but let's get on with it. So, the end of the stream yesterday, I ended up rabbiting on and on and on. Have I got a game key on the window that disables the window key? No, there's no game key. It's just a sort of fairly standard sort of keyboard. I'm saying it's just the Windows key that's gone. I'm sure it's something that I've done, some setting somewhere, but I mean, it's not important. It's just weird. Yes, so at the end of the stream yesterday, basically, I'd kind of finished the Purple Science build, but I hadn't put any of the trains on. So this morning, I basically just dashed, back and forth a few times with the Spidertron and set all the trains up. I did discover a couple of little errors, so I'll just show you what those were. First, well, this wasn't an error. This was something I forgot to do, which is basically I need to feed in half and half steel to these, half red and half steel. So I've done that. I mean, obviously they'll eventually, filter that through. So that was one tiny little thing change I made. But the error, which was the error? The error was, these trains. Which one was it? It was one of these two iron ones. There was basically a tiny little bit of water. I don't think was it that one? No, it must have been that one. It was tiny little bit of water here. It might have been one of the other. Maybe it was this one. Oh, I can't remember. And basically, it had stopped it putting down those little bits there. So it wasn't, or it might have been that one. Anyway, something like that. So it wasn't quite, feeding in all the materials there. What else was there? There was something. Oh, obviously, and it was more a long-standing change that I had to do. I put this iron plate going down. I put the undergrounds in there now, basically. So we're kind of ready to go. It's not running. Everything else is kind of feeding into where it needs to go, but it's not running because I've not connected up the stone. So we'll connect up the stone. What's this moaning about? Just repelling an attack, I think. We'll connect up the stone and we'll make sure the science works and that it produces purple science. But what we then need to do, what the stream is basically going to be today, is the outpost. So I did clear out. It was just a case of clicking, artillery on everything. I cleared out all those annoying biters here. But we need to pop up here basically and over here and add some oil outposts, which is actually quite a good opportunity because I redesigned the outposts, so it'd be good to get them on stream as well. Right, so let's hop into Spidertron. And we will head over up to here. So we'll turn these on. I might just pop some extra legs in. Let's get us over there nice and quick. But yeah, I hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. I say it's all a bit sort of wet here. I was expecting a guy to come round, and there's a couple of trees that need chopping down in the back garden, but the weather's so bad that he can't do it, so had to postpone that. So I say I mostly just sort of sat here and ferried trains back and forth this morning, basically. Right, so we need to turn both of them on. Neither of them are working. The trains are there, but there's no. I haven't actually set them going or set them up with a mission. Did I even filter the? Yeah, I put the filters on. Let's have a look. Did I put the filter on here? Yeah, so they're all set up and ready to go. Just no, no instructions. Right, so they want to head to stone pickup, and then come back to number 1. And so they want to fill up there, and then they want to empty there. I will just make sure I'm not stood on the track, and we will send you off. And then the same deal here. They should be relatively quick. So coming back and forth. So pick up, and this is number 2. Stone 2. We want you to fill up, and we want to empty, and make sure we're not stood on the track, and turn you on. So we'll have them go back and forth, and we will follow the stone coming through. I did also set up, I'll show you while we wait for, I said they shouldn't take long. I set up the refueling. So basically it's all sort of higgledy-piggledy thrown together, which is kind of how I've done most of the refueling. It's the same here. But basically it's a circle around the thing, because I've ended up with trains everywhere. And this is the actual fuel drop-off here. And it's just got a logic condition that I think it's if it gets below 20 or something, then it refills. And the train carrying the fuel is just, and it's literally just full of nuclear fuel. This nuclear fuel, one of the reasons I'm doing that is a sort of insurance policy, because I have the train fuel here, which is like my main fuel, and this is being taken out to wait a minute. Oh, it isn't anymore, is it? Because I disconnected it all. I was going to say that was going out to outposts, but it isn't. This is the fuel that's just for the bus. Now, it was being taken out to the outposts, but now all of the outposts are being refueled here. But in case I get some kind of, from here, if I get some situation like I had where some biters get in the way and stop a train, cause a log jam and all that sort of stuff, then there's at least fuel at this end as well for the trains. Here we go. So here's a stone one coming back. So I say we'll just make sure that it's all functional. We may need to do some tweaking in terms of where inserters are and all that sort of stuff, because I never optimized this build in terms of making purple science consistently. Okay, so we will follow this down. So this goes all the way down to the rail building. So Scrape, thanks for uploading the VODs for the series to YouTube. On episode 6 at the moment, still pre-bots and bootstrap base, so quite the jump to here. Yeah, I'm glad you're watching them and enjoying them. It's the two things that. So the thing I would say about this series, it's a bit of a weird hybrid in that first phase, the bootstrap base, the right up to launching the rocket. I would say, because it's not. I don't mean this in a sort of boastful way, but I've done it so many times that I would say I'm pretty good at it. And in it's sort of, I think it's about episode 18 or something where I launch the rocket, and that's with a couple of. So the thing to look out for, I get ahead of myself in the building, and particularly there's an episode titled, what's it called? Chill Base Tidying Stream or something like that, where it was a bank holiday in the UK, and I was just going to stream all day basically, but not do anything particularly. I was going to pull up that bootstrap base basically, and instead of emptying all the chests manually, which is what you're meant to really do, because it's a massive power drain for bots to empty chests. I just set the bots going, and they completely, used up all the power that I was producing, and the entire base just grinds to a halt because I've sucked up all the power. And yeah, and that then took me like, I don't know, 2 streams to completely fix. And it's because I was sort of getting way ahead of myself, basically. Right. So what we need to do, basically, is check to see. So you're absolutely crammed with rods, aren't you? But there's not. Is this? So there's a pause while it eats up the rods. So really, I think these probably need to be stack inserters. Not sure why I thought, because if we got stacks there, then stacks there would make sense. So I don't know why, but maybe I thought I could get away with it. Maybe. So we put these on here. We can also have one there because they're not really filling the belt, but we'll see if 2's okay. So get these done, because it's the rail that's the real, or I found to be the real difficult thing to produce. Oh, I've already got stacks there, so obviously just not copied that down properly. Why are you not even running? You're not even running because you're not getting stone. Why are you not getting stone? Oh, because that inserter's the wrong way around. Oh, that's misplaced, isn't it? Because that needs to be there. That needs to be there. This one doesn't even have any stone on it. So that's an error. Oh no. No, it's just taking a while to come through. Why is that taking so long to come through? This is stopped again. Is that disconnected somewhere? Oh, the things are all the way around. Yeah, they look all connected. There's another one that's a good one to look out for. As I say, if you're watching the whole thing through, I should really do like highlight videos, because some of them do have a lot of boring stuff in, just grinding through. But another one, it's quite a lot later. But when I was trying to design the outposts, I built, and so I'll show you when the thing is, because these are more refined now. But the original version of this. So this is like, I stamped this down, and it's, as you can see, it's loads and loads of lasers. Artillery train comes up, fires a load of shells and clears out all the nests, and then these lasers deal with them. And what I completely forgot was, because I use the Spidertrons as well. I dot the Spidertrons around, but my military Spidertrons have explosive rockets, because they're more fun, basically. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of difference really, but they're a bit more fun. And I position them all around on this thing. The biters come in, and then the explosive rockets are like indiscriminate. They just blow up everything that's there. And my own Spidertrons wiped out the entire outpost. And I should clip it as well. And I'm basically sat there watching this outpost getting blown up by my own Spidertrons, not really knowing quite what to do. And that was that was sort of like, oh. But yeah, so it's because, I mean, this one has as well, but and what it means is, although I'm still using the system, it's like it's not at all efficient, because there's a lot of me manually taking like rockets out of the Spidertrons and all this sort of stuff. But I've made the sort of mistake that, because we have artillery shoots at shooting speed 6, and I normally do fixed artillery in camp outposts, and those are quite useful with higher shooting speed. But when the trains turn up, it's still stopped because there's loads of stone needed. When the trains turn up, and fire that initial salvo, they're too fast, and so you get loads and loads and loads of biter waves coming in. And it's kind of a bit too much for even that design to handle, because it's just so many biters, particularly if they get trapped on a power line, they take out the power line, and all of those are wiped out. All the all the lasers turn off. Right, so let's just check all of the Purple Science machines. So you're not really getting very much, are you? You're not really running at speed. And it's because you're not getting rail. Now, what's the pause here? What's stopping this? So it's steel. Isn't it? There's a little pause while steel doesn't quite make it. How am I going to fix that though? Because that might be a little tricky. What I do seem to remember having to do is taking the power out. Because I think what we can probably do, is, this lane isn't actually being fully consumed, and it should be. Actually, let's go down the bottom. How are the other... Because there's no stone coming through here still. Oh, of course it's running out. I might go and put another couple of trains on. Because they'll just, they'll never catch up, basically. Yeah. Because I think I can take the power out, you see, and then it doesn't... Because there's power on both sides, so it doesn't need that. So if we take them out, that gives me a little bit of room to play with. So, I think I need to put that there, basically. Rather than there. Yeah. Right, just do that. Pop them in. So I think I might go and put extra trains on. Because everything else has had the opportunity to sort of, build up a buffer, basically. Right, so that gives me some other options. So there's still no stone here, but am I expecting stone? Oh. Oh yeah, of course there's stone. That's stone. What's the ratio? It's 1 to 1 to 1, isn't it? And it's just stone that's not quite getting through. So, because what we could do, we could deliver an extra thing here. Could we? How the heck am I going to route that round? I mean, maybe this lane is basically pointless because it's being eaten. We got 2 inputs of stone there. And that one's missing stone. Of course, because there's no stone coming in. Yeah, let's go and put a extra train if I've got any. Might have to dash back to the main thing. And I'll get 2 trains going on each of the stone inputs because it's a little difficult to tell with it, constantly switching off, basically. Right, so we will head back to the base. That's assuming. We might have to go and put the outposts in before I come back and fix this because I don't actually have that much stone production. It's got enough slots for 4, so... And I think there's another one somewhere as well. Oh, yeah, there's one here. Oh yeah, it's got plenty of slots, hasn't it? Okay. So let us order up, because we need 2 sets, so I need 16 trains. 16 Loc A motives. There we go. So I'll stick these on, and then there'll be a better flow of stone. Because I say everything else, you know, I basically had the opportunity for it to fill up all of the buffering, basically. You know, so these are just going, you know, once they've emptied a train. And I mean, a lot of them do need multiple, you know, multiple trains on anyway, you know, because the amount of material, you know, and the lag between getting the thing, you know, emptying the train, the time it takes, and all that sort of stuff. Are you bringing me trains? Trains, please. So I mean, I presume you've played the game through Scraper, or you know, what's your sort of experience with the game? Because it can be a little difficult to tell. Because Factorio is the sort of game where you know, people can have thousands of hours in it and have played it through loads and loads and loads, and some people have, you know, 500 hours and have never, not necessarily because they can't, but they've sort of never bothered to launch a rocket, sort of thing. And some people leap straight into mods, and you know, they're masters of bobs and angels and all that sort of stuff, and sort of find, you know, vanilla boring and all that. If you're there, I mean, obviously, if you're on the chat. Right. So have you brought me trains? Yes. So we got trains now. So we're going to stick these on. I might just go and do the outposts anyway. I'm not sure I fancy sort of properly fixing all of this. But so it's a little difficult to tell because I don't know if the stone, because what I've got an imbalance basically, because I've got 2 stack inserters sticking in whatchamacallit, you know, rods they're called, aren't they? And I've got 2 stack inserters putting in steel, but I've got 3 stack inserters putting in stone. And I don't really need 3. So what I'm thinking is that I can turn this into a half and half lane. So we'll effectively have, you know, 2. The difficulty with that is that because this is having to, so effectively, you know, I'm delivering an entire lane of steel. You know, obviously more than enough, you know, rods because it's backing up. That's not a problem. But I'm delivering like a lane of stone there that's a full lane, and then 2 lanes that are having to go all the way down. Does that make sense? So this is an entire lane that's coming to 1 machine, whereas this is 2 lanes that are being divided across 14 machines. But also, I mean, I remember doing this because it's actually like refilling it. Obviously, the outside is filling that outer lane, or that sort of right-hand lane. So I might be able to get away with taking this out altogether, and then I can bring in more steel, basically. Where's the steel? Here we go. Because these machines aren't properly being utilised. You know, this is sat here doing nothing, and it needs to be producing. So I could have, I could move that over there maybe, and then bring it. Oh, that's a point. I'm going to have to weave it round some of this belt madness as well, but we can sort that out. And then maybe deliver another steel, you know, maybe move this here and deliver some steel just directly in here somehow. Yeah, okay. Right, we'll stick on secondary train for each of them. So I think what I'm actually just going to do is go and do the outposts rather than have to think too much today. Oops, I'm in map mode. Why have you put that backwards? Oh, now it's filled with... Whoops. Let's put that back. Pick you up. What? I don't understand why it put it the other way around in the first place. But there you go. Right. Now give me the other trains and the carriages. And we'll pop them on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, got the wrong numbers. Pop them in. Pop that on. Oops. Like that. 3, 4. Let's just wait for the other one to come back, and I'll copy and paste. The instructions and that across. It'll be easier. So pop there, and you need to give me the rest of the trains. The carriages on. 7, 8. Oops. Okay. So if we copy that to there, I mean, eventually the purple, the purple science train itself will fill up, and then it'll all back up. And obviously this would back up, but that'll take ages. So if we copy that, pop that on there, and copy the instructions, pop you onto automatic. Okay, so they should at least bring some stuff through. So I've only got 200 hours in it. I've not launched the rocket as I fell into the trap of wanting to restart and do things better. Yeah. Watched a lot more hours than I played. Mainly Yamakaro doing his mad Death World runs and anti-elites and Ephrem's for speedruns. Oh, right. You're into speedruns, crikey. I watched the... I'm not, as a general thing, that into speedruns. I admire that, people, the way people do them, but I tended to... They tend to mostly rely on exploits for other games. And that seems a bit pointless. Do you see what I mean? It's like, how can I break the game is a different question to, can I play this game quickly? But yeah, I mean, Factorio and obviously Woob is so good that they don't use any exploits, do they? Basically, oh, we stopped. They don't use any exploits because basically, they patch everything. So what I'm going to do, I think, is just quickly give this... so we are making purple science. It's just a case of optimizing the actual stuff coming through. So I'm going to give this some instructions. It'll go back and forth. Stick in the science in the... So if that's load... And yeah, that was... So I watched the GDC, Games Done Quick Factorio one. And that was impressive. And even as someone who's played the game loads and loads and loads, I'm not entirely sure I followed exactly what they were doing. It was really impressive. But as I understand it, they do because that was like the any percentage speedrun. So it didn't matter whether they got any of the achievements or anything. But there's like 100% speedruns and stuff, isn't it? Where you get every achievement. So yeah, very, very impressive stuff. But I say I struggled to follow it a bit, if I'm honest. There were some things in it though. It was like it's quite interesting, like philosophy to it, in that, and it's kind of an element of how I play it as well, in the sense of not trying to be perfectionist about everything. And there was I was quite surprised by how much hand crafting they do, and particularly like at the end where they're just trying to launch the rocket, and it's like it's almost becomes like a a sort of a waiting game at the end where it's just like there's clearly no point building more stuff because it would take sufficiently long for it to be built that actually it's more efficient to keep it going as is. Right, so if we head out, I say, and we will make some outposts, I think. So where's best to go? If we go this way, I think, up to here. Because what I kind of need to decide with this is, am I going to go this way? Or, this way? I'm thinking that way is probably easiest. What I might do... I don't think... Oh, this has got artillery coming. Okay. What I've done here, this is like the stone one, but there was a patch there. It's quite difficult to find really big, like, worthwhile stone patches. Certainly compared to, like, copper and iron. So I just put a little, dirty transfer thing where it's like, it's picking it up and taking it over there so that it can better feed this. Because, that's only 26 between them, which is less than that patch. How are we doing? But yeah, so artillery's not there, is it? Have I got any other artillery in range? Not really. That's annoying. Is this the artillery arriving? Looks like it might be. No, that's a stone train. So I basically got like a loop around my base here, which the artillery and outpost trains are connected to. And so when this is like a one-way loop, basically, because it's just easier, basically. And then when they're trying to get out there, they basically travel around the loop. In theory, what they actually do is they go and turn around at some of these junctions because they're they're not accidentally, they're roundabouts, basically. What are you? No, you're the transfer train. Where is this artillery station? And basically these have... well, this one, the outpost one, is set up on a logic system. So it turns on when it runs out of nuclear fuel, ammo, or repair packs, basically. And then this one is set on a set reset latch with a timer. So basically, I think it's set to 10 minutes. I probably need to make that longer. But every 10 minutes, this station switches on, and then it won't switch off again until a train has actually arrived. And that's what the set reset is. Set reset. So that is a switch, basically, where when the timer, this is a timer, switches on, it turns on, and then when a train arrives, it sends a signal back, basically a feedback loop, and says, right, switch off again. So it won't switch off until there's been a train. But I don't know why it's taking it so long to get here. This is probably it. It's difficult to because there's lots and lots of trains. Here we go. So what I'll do, I'll stop this at the station and then use it to lob some artillery over here and try and clear it out a bit. Because what I tend to find is like a combination of Spidertrons and artillery. Artillery just to thin the bases out a bit, and then the Spidertrons is just easier to run around and clear them out. You can clear these out with Spidertrons, but you tend to take a hell of a lot of damage because it's just too dense. There's too many behemoth worms, basically. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's go up here then. Where are you? There you are. Pop that on manual for the moment. Let's get you up here. so you don't blow any of my train tracks up. And then we'll use remote. I did actually do a bit of clearing out before, but I say it's like thinning them out rather than really clearing them. Because you can obviously use artillery range to, push things out a bit further, but it's quite a lot of research given, the range that it gives you. It doesn't actually push it out that far, but it's quite expensive to get there. So, trying to just clear out around this oil patch so that I can come and put some, put this base down basically, put the outpost down, and then it will clear out everything else. But we're going to need to push up with the trains to do that basically. Let's get some. Oh, have I used everything? No, I've not used everything. I say it's easier to do a sort of thinning out approach rather than, or I find it is, rather than try and clear everything. So these are a bit less dense. So it'd be something like that, the artillery. So ideally, probably want to take some of these out as well. I've got them already. That's a bit better, I think. Oh, a bit too far. Take a bit of them out. Okay, let's turn this back on. Back to reload. Right, so let's head up. Oh, I need to swap everything out, don't I? Diminishing return on the buffs. Yeah, basically, let's have a look. So these are, I think these, I hope anyway, I hope they've calculated it, that these are actually worth doing, like infinitely. This is the mining productivity. I say I hope they've done that. To some extent, I kind of almost don't care in the sense that I just want them to extend the patches. I don't want to have to do too many extra outposts for the bus. But yeah, so something like shooting speed, that's 244,000 now. And if you think about the amount of resources that's going into them, and all it does is, well, I mean, each one does boost the speed by 100%. So it's a big boost, but what's that really getting you? It's just faster, and it's like almost so what. And then I should do a few more ranges. They're probably still worth doing. So it's 128k, and it increases the range by 30%. But as you can imagine, as you get sort of bigger and bigger, it's not really actually adding a great deal. But yeah, so like all of the military buffs now are over 500,000. And, it is adding a big chunk, 70%, but I'm now at the stage on 15 where it just sort of, it can wipe anything out anyway. It's not really, it just does it quicker sort of thing. It's like, it's not a massive benefit to do a lot more for given that's 500,000. I've actually been saving this one. I've not done any of these past the 6 because, as I understand it, this is the only one that uses every science, and I'm trying to do a Megabase with every science because a lot of people don't bother with the military, understandably, but like robot speed and mining, the two traditional ones, obviously don't have military in them. So I'm trying to do that. So I've left that one. So I imagine that'll, if I'm doing 5,000 a minute, this will literally, the first few of these will just literally be, do them and finish, do them and finish. Because I could do that in 2 minutes at the moment. But yeah, so, certainly the military stuff becomes very much a sort of diminishing returns because what you're gaining, although it is a significant boost, but it's like if you can kill something in a second, then being able to kill it in 0.9 seconds, is that really much? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Is that really a benefit? But obviously you do need. I mean, you need them to. you know, you need to get there, sort of thing. Right. So we will leave these 3 here. That's at least 4. These are the sort of builder ones. These are the military guys. And what I just need to do is check that. Whoops. They don't have a roboport on. Because what we don't want is the robots flying out and trying to repair the Spidertrons, because the biters and worms will instantly target. Actually, 2 of them. Oops. That's wrong. 2 of them. Instantly target the bots. And although I've got 1 million bots, you know, and they're not hard for me to produce anymore, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. And so if I destroy all the bots, I'm going to have to go back to base to get more. So it's more a convenience thing than anything. Let's just double check. So you've not got. Right. And then we'll go up there to get close. Why are you not? There we go. Yeah, okay. So all I'm doing, basically, when I clear these out, I've got them all following me at the moment, but what we'd do, because this is fine, but these guys lag behind, and they'll only, well, I'll show you, they'll only start shoot, if we do one where they follow us, I'm going to turn the sound down in a minute. When they follow us, you see we're out the, oh, I forgot to turn my bots off, having said all of that. So basically, we get hit with sufficient goop that we slow down, and then they catch up. And so we take all of the damage. So if you prefer to just have one and, you know, like super tank it up and have the others do all the firing, then that's fine. But what I tend to do is basically, so I actually had to turn them back on. Okay. I tend to just click. So basically I've got, oh, they've started chewing on the railway. Right, let's go and send. All right, calm down, blimey. Let's go and send this lot over here. Oh, I didn't have them follow. Hang on. And then 9. So they're all following Pinky. Right. So we'll send Pinky up here. Oh, doing it again. What? Oh, it's down here. Okay. It's basically, so when you what's causing that is, well, this basically. So a big chunk of biters has responded to the artillery fire by heading over here, and unfortunately, what they've done to program it. Oh, have none of these guys got? I don't think any of them have got repair packs. That's annoying. But in order to, what they do is it gives it an approximate location, and it doesn't give it the exact location from what I can tell. So it basically tells it sort of over here, and then the biters sort of turn up en masse. Where was that one happening? Oh, that's over there. That's fine. Biters turn up en masse, and then they look for a target. So what they're doing is they're looking for something to kill. So these haven't got roboports, unfortunately. Looking for something to kill, and the only thing that's there is the railway track, and so they start aggroing on the railway track, basically, and the power poles. It's a right pain in the bum, to be honest with you. So we've got a couple of bits here that need repairing, rather than, I'll plop them inside the roboport range, so it at least repairs them. But yeah, so what I do basically, rather than have them follow, because you can also do it manually, you can move around and they follow you, and because you can do, what you can effectively do is you can just do a turn. and that puts them in front. So if you head up to a base and then you flip back again, they will shoot the base for you, and you're much more agile because you can do jinking, for target, to break target lock basically. But what I find it just easier to do is literally just so I click through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just click on the same point. And if you put it past the sort of stretch of, biter bases, then that just works pretty well. So say we'll go up here. Oh, actually, I will turn the audio down because it does all get a bit loud. And what happens is they're all going to the same point, but as they get hit by goop, like other ones take over and then become the target for the goop, basically. So you get this sort of, rolling chain of them. And once they're not the target, then the goop wears off and they speed up again. You can compensate with legs if you put more legs in. I tend to prefer to have lots of shields, so they're all a bit tanky, basically. But yeah, so what I'm trying to do here basically is clear a path up and over to here so that I can put the rail in, basically. But that means clearing out all of these manually. Right. I'm sure this is not the most efficient way of doing this, but it works fine. As I say, this is my spider drone getting hit by behemoth worms, but as I say, I then fall backwards and other spiders take over. And all you have to remember to do is once you're once you've finished a little run, is turn the bots on and off, and you'll get repaired. There we go. So they'll repair all of us. Doesn't take long. There we go. And then what's going to be easy? So if we're coming up here somewhere, need to take these guys out. I say this is just so that I can put the railway in without them bothering me. So I think that's probably about going up there. I'll leave this here in case for some reason I want to pick these up. So I guess what's going to be over 45 degrees? It's going to have to be all of these, I think, really, isn't it? So I'll take you lot out first. Huh. So has this not got any repair packs then? Oh no. Because one of the problems with bots when they when they do the repairing, it's actually, to some extent, it's not the bots that I'm worried about getting damaged. It's the fact that when a bot goes out to do repairs, it always grabs loads of repair packs. And the basic idea, I think, is that it carries all that it can carry so that it doesn't have to keep going back and forth. So if the thing it needs to repair is going to require 3 repair packs, then it's got 3 repair packs. But they don't do any predictive. It's not saying, right, well, this job is going to take 3 repair packs. It just takes 3 repair packs no matter what. So when a bot gets destroyed, it also takes out. In fact, I think they carry 5 now. I think that's how many buffs I got. But you can imagine that 5 bots get destroyed, and that's 15 repair packs. And I'm only carrying 200 or something. So if I mess up and all of my bots get, because it'll just keep firing out the bots, irrespective of whether they're getting destroyed. So they just keep cycling out, and then suddenly you've got no repair packs. And as I say, a repair pack is nothing. And I've got iron, I've got circuits and stuff, but I can only make so many. So if I keep making that error, or they keep getting destroyed, then I end up having to go back to base. And that takes hours. Having to do that over and over. Oops, left them on, you see, that was silly. So we lost 3. Well, they got damaged, didn't get destroyed. So I was too eager to get over to the patch. Right, so that's the easiest path done. I think I'm going to have to do more, because 45 degrees is going to be something like that. So probably have to clear these out as well. Let's just take these little worms out here. And then once they're done, we'll have a little repair. This looks like it's refilled the repair packs. That's good. Okay, so let's take this lot out, just in case. Oh, wrong place. Just in case we overlap with that. So have you played any other... If you're there, Skyscraper? That's from asking a question, I'll say. Played any other games like this? You is Factorio your sort of first management, building management game, or because I know quite a lot of people they play Minecraft, don't they? It's sort of quite a similar. It's obviously massively popular, but you've got a lot of building mechanics in that. I left the bots on then, didn't I? That was foolish. You see how that one got ahead because it didn't get gooped. So let's go over here. It's quite a big iron patch there, isn't it? We're going to need a lot more iron. How are we doing? We're not too beaten up, are we? Let's retreat a little bit and repair up. Cool. I think I might do the follow me just for a bit of variety. 2, 3, 4. Turn that on. Oops. Select map view. Cool. There we are. So what you can do, you can jink around as the player and sort of avoid, because they try to predict where you're going to be, but of course when they spit it out, you can change direction a lot quicker, but if there's lots of them, you do end up walking into stuff anyway. This is actually the most efficient way of doing it, but I say it requires a lot of filling about with a keyboard. Right, so I think I'm going to have to I might as well take these out anyway. Let's get rid of them. Let's walk over. You bounced off of Minecraft and Satisfactory, interested in Dyson Sphere, but waiting for that to evolve bed in. So if I can do another plug, there's actually a playthrough on my YouTube channel of me. I tried streaming for a bit on YouTube before I moved to Twitch. YouTube is... It's, discoverability on YouTube is atrocious. But there's a series of me playing through Dyson Sphere program. I have a horrible feeling, because I did the last couple of episodes on here, and unless you're like a partner... No, yeah, you have to be a partner, I think. It auto-deletes your videos after a while, your VODs. So I have a horrible feeling that the last couple of episodes I might have left on here and they're sort of lost, to the internet bin of history. But yes, I really as well as the sort of self promo. But I really enjoyed Dyson Sphere program. But my sort of main comments for it were like it needed it needed some kind of copy and paste and or blueprinting, and they've literally just introduced the blueprinting. So I'm really keen to give it another playthrough. But there is definitely a couple of big things that they're going to do to it, which is one is it's clearly going to have combat in it in some form. You know, they've mentioned and hinted at that a few times, but I'm not at all sure how that will work. I mean, you can kind of tell, and that was obviously clearly their plan from the beginning because the mech in particular has a health bar. So they've obviously, intended to do that sort of from the beginning. I think it might just kill these guys off as well. But I don't understand how that would work. The internet bin. I don't understand how that would work because if it was a planet-based, if it's like the biters, one of the things with Dyson Sphere program is you do it lots and lots of planets. You're doing like like a cluster in the galaxy basically of planets. And there's like 20 suns sort of thing, and 50 planets type of thing. So it's big scale. So if it was planet-based biters, that would be really weird in my opinion, because how would those biters have got across to all of those planets? It doesn't sort of make sense. Oh, it's a game, it doesn't matter sort of thing. But if not, then and it's different enemies per planet, then they're going to have to come up with loads of different types of enemies, which seems like a way too big a job to do. But the other option is some kind of space-based combat, and I don't think that would be that enjoyable because the flying around between planets is a bit wonky, if I'm totally honest. And you get warpers, which allow you to zip between solar systems, and that's very pretty. But you just literally point your mech at the star and you warp, and all of your drones moving stuff around just warp between the stars. So how would the combat work with that? Because surely, if it does like a Star Trek style, drops out of warp when you get attacked, that's going to be tedious because you're going to have to warp to each of the, or maybe the drones will be self-defending, in which case what's the point of that, in the sense of maybe you have to build combat drones as well, and it's like it just seems a bit odd. I suppose the other thing is there could be, I mean, I can't see them putting in any kind of PvP type combat, but it could be something where there's a rival mech, maybe, and it's building or it's trying to destroy your stuff on your planet. That could work, something like that. But in that case, I'm really glad they have put blueprints in, because I couldn't imagine having a planet, that some alien force or whatever destroyed, and then you've got to come back and like manually repair it again, because putting stuff, say laying stuff down manually in that game is just was just such a bore. Particularly their equivalent of inserters. You had to put every single one down manually, and their belts only carry one item. So, I mean, you can sushi it, but you would have 4 inputs to a single factory, so you would have to put every single input, the chemical ones in particular, every single input on, and the output. So for every single chemical factory you put down, you're effectively manually putting down 5 inserters. And you can imagine, a bit like Factorio, it scales up and scales up. And when you've got a situation where you need, 300 chemical factories, that's 1,500 inserters, and to put each inserter down, you had to click twice. You clicked on the where it was coming from and where it was going to. And by the end, by some of my play sessions, my fingers were literally aching from all the clicking. So yes, I'm really glad they put in the blueprints. I haven't, unfortunately, in order to get the blueprints, you would have to start a new game. Like you couldn't do it. You can't do it from an old save. So yeah, so my plan at some point is to do another Dyson Sphere program playthrough. Because I really did enjoy it, and I think actually it might be quite quick to finish the game because you don't actually have to build a Dyson Sphere. I mean, you kind of have to build some of it because you need a particular resource that you can only get with that technology. But in order to actually finish the game, you don't actually need a Dyson Sphere program. And I think that's wrong. I think they should change that. I think it should be that in order to finish the game, you need enough power or something like that, or tweak that resource so that you have to build a proper Dyson Sphere, or maybe half a Dyson Sphere or something. But yeah, it's sort of a quirk to that although it's called Dyson Sphere program, you don't need to build a Dyson Sphere to win it. Right, so this is probably going to go somewhere around here. So what I'm going to do is my usual thing of track back, basically. So if I imagine that station is that I've obviously turned all the bots off, so it's not going to plop anything down. So the railway is like the curving line. I don't know if you can see that there. So that has to be near to these oil patches. It's probably a bit too close there, but I say we can tweak that. I'll probably end up, because this is a really nice iron patch, 45 million. I'll probably end up grabbing that as well. So what we'll do, we will imagine that there is a line of track gone past it. There we go. So that would be there. Where's the end? Is that the end there? Something like that. So there's a single, piece there, and that'll then we'll have a junction here, T junction, like that, and that'll give us the option of adding on, another junction here to grab that iron later on. We want these. That's the wrong way around, and we want to go a couple this way so that we've got. Oh, we didn't finish you lot off. Right. Well, maybe that's a new colonisation actually. So we've got that there. I might turn the audio back up. It's a bit obnoxious, the rockets firing, I find. There we go. Right. So that's a bit far if I want to avoid them. What I could do, I could sneak through that gap maybe. I've often wondered if I should give Minecraft another go. I also bounced off of Minecraft. I just found it a bit too sort of clunky, basically. Let's see if a T-junction will work here. Would that work? Let's try it. So that would be a T-junction there. Yeah, I just found it a bit too sort of, clunky. Particularly the combat was quite sort of... So ideally we want to avoid that. So if we can arrange this so that... Because what I'm basically tracing back to is where I need to put the T-junction. Where I want to put the T-junction anyway. So we've got a bit of a room to the right, is the key point. But yeah, I mean, you know, building and management type things are something I really enjoy, and I know it has. You can build all sorts of stuff in Minecraft, but as I say, that sort of thing of you know. All right, so if we put the junction there, then that'll mean we avoid the thing that I say that thing of sort of having to get familiar with another construction type system and game. One of the things I think I reasons I liked Dyson Sphere Program, and I also like Satisfactory, is it is so similar to Factorio. A lot of the recipes are basically the same. That's right. And cut that out. Might actually be able to do this from the map if I pop that there. Like that. That should hopefully have taken. It's a bit weird, I find, with blueprinting in the Fog of War. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. And I can't quite figure out the sort of logic of that. Because it seems to let you do it if you've got a a repeating blueprint, but not if you just try and stamp down a normal blueprint, which doesn't quite make sense to me. Right, so we need to be down from this, basically. Because if we're up, we're going to be too short a distance for our junctions on the other side. So we'll put T-junction in there. And then we'll get rid of all of this. And we will pop in like that. In fact, we'll do it from the map and see if it'll let me do that again. Is that? That's the wrong way around. So it'll be, well, do that one. Okay, so we can go back and take these out. So I don't think this is particularly interesting necessarily, other than as a sort of, this is how I'm doing it type of thing. Now, can I... If I put T-junction in there, it's going to be there. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, let's do that. So if we go and sort of delete all of this, up to about there. And then we'll plop a T-junction in here. Like that. So we want one of those. One straight bit. And then get rid of everything here. Like so. And then cancel the tree deletion. Like so. And then we need to find the outpost again. Like that. Where does it connect? Like that. It is oil, isn't it? That is oil, sorry. Yeah, there we go. It's just picking up raw oil. Right, so what we'll do now, you see, well, we'll turn my bots on, and we will have these guys, where are you? There you are, run up, I better make sure they can hit that, and then run up the line there, and then just make sure they can do that, run up the line there, and up to there. And then everybody else has... Oh, I put in the wrong thing. That's the actual outpost. I don't want that. Cancel that. what we want is that one. Yeah, okay. I bet you lot are full up of rubbish now, eh? Let's put some of that stuff in there. Right, so these guys have all of the materials for building outposts. You know, military stuff. But I took all the roboports off. So this is what I was saying about this process is too manual. It involves me doing too much stuff. A solution to that would be more Spidertrons, basically. So I could have a couple of Spidertrons that were, you know, just full of rockets, basically, and send them out to clear the areas, and then some more Spidertrons with the military equipment. And that would get around the issue, I say, of having the explosive rockets in, because I could have the actual proper military ones not have any things in. Because this is the other thing, because it cycles through, if it's not stopped on this one, it wouldn't fire anything. So you have to manually set it. So it's a very, very manual process. And as I say, I'm sort of wedded to it now, in the sense that, you know, it's what I've been doing. But I wouldn't do it this way again. But, you know, stubbornness is a virtue. That's what they say, isn't it? Right, take them out. Have you got? Oh, you got some. Okay. So he's full of like concrete and stuff, because I had thought about concrete in the outpost to make him look a bit better, but this is mainly from when I was building the walls, building the defensive walls. Right? Did I? I didn't. Yeah, I did. Okay. What about you? You've not got any things in. Pop that there. Cool. Right. So get them to follow me around, because I'm going to have to take these roboports out again when I use them to do the defending. So I say really, really manual. But there we go. It does work though, in a general. Oh, pipes. Oh, have they all done? Have they done that? Oh, something's gone a bit wonky there. Okay. Is everything else filled out? It is. So if I send them over there, I can see what's happened. That's from where I've been picking things up, and I've made a... See, it doesn't let me delete. Yeah, let's just send them over there and I'll sort that bit out. So to finish all this off. These are all here because of, I say, this issue that if the biters end up chewing on any of these power lines, it just completely takes all of the, deactivates all the lasers. And I do have gun turrets to kind of cover that point, but they're not as effective as the lasers. How are we doing? Mostly there. And these will get recycled because there's obviously walls around the outpost, so they get reused. It's not wasted stuff. Oh. Okay. Guessing you lot have filled up with trash, have you? No. No. What about you? No? Okay. So some bit's missing, it's telling me, and I don't know what. Oh. Bit of wall there. In fact, I'll grab some wall anyway. What's missing here? Oh, more wall. It's telling me something's missing here, and I don't know what. Oh, it's the station, of course. So the oh, and then we got a couple of lasers at the end. Do them. The station is, you know, the other spiders have got the stations. Right, so what I do now is I hop out. I transfer some rubbish over to you. Not that you haven't got a lot of rubbish already, but there you go. Get rid of that. And I'll take the ammo from there. No. Ammo from there. And the bots. Oh, you got it right. Let's get rid of that. So we'll go and fill up the gun turrets. Bit of gun food. And bots in there. Where are they? There you go. Bot explosion. Okay, let's have a look, see what's gone on here. So it looks like I missed a bit of that. So grab that. And then it's a bit of track, I think, isn't it? Oh, they're out of room. Okay. Like that. Yeah, they'll be full of wood, basically. There's not a lot of spare slots. There's something gone wrong there as well. Couple of rail track, rail signals. That's a bit annoying actually, because they basically won't move until they need to recharge, or you know, when I take the stuff out. Okay, so we should have filled up all the turrets. Cool. 50, 50. Take them out. I don't leave any bots on this, and the only repairing when the attacks come in will be me manually doing it, because say we don't want to lose too many bots just because it's inconvenient, basically. Right, so we need to wait for these guys to get back. You see, they're all just sat there. But whoever's got the stuff, is it you? No, you've got one signal. There we go, you see. And those bots will now fly over because they got somewhere to put their stuff. Right, so we will get you to go over there, fill out the station. The station's set to have 0, you know. It's got, you know, it's got a limit of 0, so no trains will actually arrive yet until I'm ready. And now I need to fiddle about with them again, you see. So it's all very manual, which is not good really, considering the number I need to do. But it kind of works, and I can do it off stream basically. As I say, I would invest more time, I think, if I was to do this again, in coming up with some more automated ways of doing things. So we want to get rid of yours. And you've got stuff there as well. But you've not got random rubbish. Whoops. Like that. Like that. I probably will actually get some more spiders on the go just to solve this, make this quicker, because we are reaching the point where we need a lot of materials. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then we'll hop in. Oh, see, I've been picked up all that wood. Which spider are you in again? Is it number 9? Oh. No? Okay. Is it you? No. Why are you lot standing around? Well, let's put this on. Set this to 1. It'll take a while for a train to come anyway. You're not full. You're not full. Is it this one? You're not full. They're not my bots. Okay. Is it one of these guys? I don't understand what who these bots belong to. Because they're complaining about not having anywhere to put stuff. If they belong to me, I've got room. Okay. Oh, I've just taken the blooming roboports out, haven't I? But usually when they're homeless, they go home. Is it you? It's not that one. Who is it likely to be? Could be you. No? Oh, I guess actually I could solve it simpler by just sticking down some storage. There we go. And then if I just grab the bots out. There we go. I don't know what the heck happened there. So I think it's because I essentially orphaned the bots by taking the roboports out of whoever they belong to. And then, because what the bots do when they become homeless or, say, orphaned, they find the nearest network. And this was obviously the nearest network. But of course, they can't put things. The only chests here are requesters and passive providers. So they didn't have any storage to put anything in. So this is our artillery train coming in. He's going to have a lot of fun. It could get a bit intense. So we need to turn that off. Yeah, I thought so. I didn't put them in, did I? Right, so what we do then is we plop this on 0. Stop any more trains coming. We plop that on manual so that it didn't drive off. And then it will fire out loads of shells. Because there's... Apologies if that's a bit loud. There's like 100 in each artillery wagon. There we go. Here's some lads coming in. Oh, somebody's got some explosive shells. Oh, it's me. Toss foolish. But that's what was happening in that one I was talking about, where basically they were all of these spiders had explosive rockets in, and they destroyed the defences, and so in fact I think it was the entrance, destroyed the entrance, so the biters all came in, and then they slowly started destroying all of the stuff. Somebody still has a roboport in? Oh no, it's just telling me about the walls. So the idea is that I manually do all of this when there's like safe, pause basically. I've only got 3 repair packs. So it's getting a bit crunchy with the old UPS, isn't it? That's interesting. Oh, going back to Satisfactory, I couldn't make the transition from 2D to 3D having played Factorio. Can see why it works for others, but I need the top-down overview. Good devs, though. Yeah, it's actually what I've been struggling with it because it's exactly that. It's like, what are we moaning about here? It's sort of, I've found it difficult to get my head round because it's like, yeah, it's like you're too close to everything. So say it can take a little bit of sort of getting used to at the very least. The thing I found that really helped me was eventually you get the concrete slabs, you know, like the flooring, and it snaps to the concrete slabs because you can do snapping, you know, by holding control just when you're building on the grassland. But when you get the concrete slabs, it auto snaps to it, and that made it so much easier because I was really struggling to weave belts round. But because you can then just say, right, well, I will, have all the machines lined up, you know, on this particular axis, on this distance away from the edge, and that sort of thing. It made it so much easier. But it doesn't have. Well, you can get a mod. Oh, here we go. Here's a really big one. Oh, we are absolutely covered in goop. Wow. The UPS has absolutely plummeted, and I'm not 100% sure why. It doesn't usually struggle with that many biters. I wonder if it's because there's so many trains running around trying to do all this purple science. That's not a good omen. I mean, I suppose when the game, when I've got everything set up, biters will stop being a thing. And I know the biter pathing is quite heavy, actually. Especially when you got that many kicking about. Oh, I didn't grab... Who's got the gate? There we go. Let's just fix that a little bit. Lighting up new... Oh, I guess yes, that's a point. They're properly clearing out quite a bit, aren't they? So, if we now send you back home to reload, and then we plop this back up to 1, send us another train, and I can nip round and make any repairs. Something got trashed over here. Oh, it was these turrets. There we go. There we go. I've never had it drop down. I mean, there is actually a blueprint. This is the purple science blueprint. Let's just see this. Because when I was putting it down, I was like laying out all the basics. So there you go. That takes us down to, it's about 15 UPS, I think. No, lower than that. 10. 10 UPS. No, lower. Wow. 8 UPS. That's as it's trying to work, because that's enormous. That's like, that's this entire, all of the machines and stuff. So it's trying to work out, all of the collisions for every single piece of, equipment in that, that blueprint. And it's, it's that big sort of thing. So it's for a vast area. But yeah, so I've been. I don't think you were firing much then, if any. Yeah, so it finished, I think, in terms of firing. I guess it's just, I say, because the purple is running. chunking away, and I've got loads and loads of biters coming in and doing all the pathing. I think that was probably what was causing it. But so we are having some UPS issues. I'm not averse, if I'm totally honest, at some point to just clearing the biters with a command. I think it's sort of I've kind of proven the point that we can go out and make outposts, no problem. So if at some point I have to just do the old, kill off all the biters, I'm not fussed about cheating in that way, sort of thing, because they have kind of just become a bit tedious, to be honest with you. Are you sending me a new artillery train or what? I mean, the other thing to note, it might have been nighttime as well, I guess, was it? It didn't look like nighttime. But I do have quite a lot of nuclear kicking about, so maybe these kicked in, because there would have been quite a power draw there, so maybe they kicked in to help. I don't know whether this train, I might just stop this, because if I'm going to have to do a bit of optimization, I want this to still be able to run over here, because basically it's filling this up. So it'll be about 8,000 eventually in each, or 10,000 rather, in each one. So it's been filling these chests up. Crikey, it's taken a while to get here, isn't it? Are you coming here? You're coming here. Okay, cool. Like most neighbours, they become tedious. Yes, very much so. This might take a couple of trips actually, because it is quite a large area that they're doing. Right, so same again, pop that to 0, pop that to manual. So I wish I hadn't done the speeds, because it aggroes just too many too quickly. And like that, they come in sometimes all together. I think we're probably going to need one more train just to sort of finish it off. What's quite a big pack? Oh, 30 million. How are we doing? So you've got... Oh, it won't tell me. 60. Just what I mean, they fire it out so quickly that you get this effect here, where you've got wave and wave and wave and wave. Okay, let's see about making sure we're ready. I don't think it helps from a UPS point of view either that I've got lots of different types of military, because obviously it's having to do the rocket stuff as well. But yeah, I've not done one of these before where it's dropped down like that to 40 odd. So that's empty now. Have I got a little breather so I can do a bit of repairing? Not really. I think I sent them out. Oh no, it's fine. Wait a minute. Why is it destroying a pipe? Oh, some track been destroyed. Okay. I think this is probably the end of this wave. Yeah, it's all just thing. Oh, no, not quite. I keep the train in the station because obviously once it's empty, it would normally head home. Because that's what I want it to do normally. Is, you know, if there's nothing for it to do, or it's used up all its shells, head home. But if I send it out now, because of this weird decision they've made, that apparently a biter being hit by a 20-ton train is completely fine, and it's the train that suffers, means that it gets stuck, basically, because once the front end is trashed, you know, once one of the locomotives is trashed, in fact, once it just stops, it switches back into manual mode. And it's all a bit inconvenient. Right, so let's send you back then. We need to grab a bit more of that. Anything else? So for some reason there's a pipe somewhere. That must be from when I plopped it down before. Accidentally, you know. Don't know where that is. Right, let's repair up and have a look at the area. I think we're probably alright with that. I think that'll probably be okay. I could just plop down a manual, you know, turret just to check, I guess, couldn't I? So that's the coverage area. So there are a couple of bits here. Look, there's probably some biters in there, and there'll be some in there. And obviously there's them. But I'm not too fussed about them. That's a small distraction for when we've got the actual thing down. And now we have to do the next part, which is again pretty manual, unfortunately. Right, so what I do usually is I pop down... Oh, I've run out of them, have I? Okay. I plop down a couple of roboports, some storage. I bring everybody over here. Oops, not you. Not you. So there, 7, 8, 9. Right. And then me and Spidey. Well, actually, plop everything in there. Me and Purple. In fact, no, they need to go in there. They're going to go and pick everything up, basically. Get rid of all of that. Oh, and you've got a load of rubbish as well. D. I might as well grab that and turn it all into landfill. So it's all a bit too mandrolic, a bit too manual. Have you got? I think I just put the roboports in there by accident. Right, so get rid of them. In fact, actually, let's keep a few of them in, and then we'll do that. Like that. Okay. And then I got a special... Oh, it's not there. Hang on. Got a special blueprint. deconstruction planner. Just that one. That one. Pick all this up. Except first I need to go round, grab all of the ammo. You say it's not a great idea to have bots picking stuff out of chests, because it's like they only carry 5 items sort of thing, and they have to empty the chest before they'll actually pick up the chest, because they can only carry 1 type of item. So it's just a bit easier to pick the chest up and then have the bots pick everything else up. Just quickly get out of the way. Brilliant. One of the reasons it's like this is because I thought you could use the Spidertrons to put bots into a logistic system, but you can't. I can't think, unless some genius has. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some mod to do that, but you can't use. I mean, you can't. There is no. You can't have a blueprint. I mean, you can have a blueprint that makes bots, and do it that way. But bots are quite complicated to make, with quite a complicated, supply recipe chain. And there's no way you can. Oh, I didn't turn that into a landfill guy. There's no way you can get bots to like fulfill logistic requests. So there's no sort of option for having them put down a chest and then the constructor bots that they've got fill out the chest. And I know people do these like self-building factories, don't they? But they use an awful lot of circuitry that I'm not that great at that stuff. And as I say, it's sort of unfortunate that you can't get the bots. I mean, you could in combination with trains, you could probably work that out essentially. Find a way of doing that, but you can't. And I sort of thought maybe you could, basically. So you've got a load of rubbish as well. Oh, there's a random broken thing. Because what I hoped is I could plop down some blueprints, and they would build the thing, and I would have them deconstruct it as well, and all that sort of stuff. And that's sort of fine in theory, not really any way to get it to work in practice that I could work out without, as I say, like a train turning up and dropping stuff up, which is that will happen, but not yet. So I could probably put this in at the same time, couldn't I? And that'll sort of save a bit of a problem. Right, so pick all of this up, Miss Hen. Let's put the wood in a chest. No, still too much wood. Wrong one. Okay, let's swap that out. Grab that. I'm putting it the wrong way. Grab the wood. Put the wood in the chest. Blow the chest up. Wood in the chest. All good. Right, and then we want to grab these bots, which I can't actually fit in because I'm full of coal for some reason. Grab that. No. Right, so everybody follow me. 3. Oh, no, I forgot to put in there. Did I? I think I need to put in the roboports back. Do you see what I mean? It's really, really manual. I say I kind of, I've sort of been banking on being able to get the roboports to spidertrons to fill everything out and put bots down and leave it going and all that sort of stuff, and I just couldn't get it to work basically. Everybody follow me? Yeah, okay. Right, so next one then is this one. This is the oil blueprint, oil pickup. It has 2 stations for picking up oil. And the pipes connecting them, we'll have to slap down, because of the random nature of the actual oil wells. It's another one that I couldn't really work out how to do any sort of automated blueprint version. It's so sort of a case of manually fiddling them around. But once they're down, of course, oil never runs out. So, that's not a problem. This does include, so this does have, this is the outpost load. So this will start bringing in resources. And I say, this is the only way I could think around this problem, is that it turns up and it starts delivering, bots, and the bots can start actually building things. But then it would need to also, I'd need to have another train that brought everything, because this is just the emergency stuff. If an attack comes in, it accidentally blows up a pipe, so there's a spare pipe, or it blows up a flamer turret, there's a spare flamer turret. It doesn't have hasn't got mining drills, it hasn't got all the, it's got the important power poles, but it's not got roboports on it. It would have to turn up with everything, because otherwise you need. I mean, the other problem is they have a big trunk, but it's not actually big enough, and you end up with you would end up with dozens of spidertrons. And again, I mean, spidertrons are actually quite expensive. They're awesome. I really love them now, but they're not resource cheap. Right, so oil derricks. Okay, so we'll just plop these on everywhere that we can for now. It does also. I mean, it also has a artillery one, but that's set to off. Oh no, it isn't. Okay, that's because I guess I turned it on. Why did that have? Unless this blueprint, I've forgotten to do that. So we could have one turn up. That might be a little tricky. Can I work out who might be coming here? It's not you. Who else might be coming here? Let's have a look. So that's 9. Is that you? Yes, that's you. Okay, instead, go home. Thank you. Right. Yes, so we need... I think it's the blue one? Yeah, there you go. So this is how I usually do it, basically. So I then put down beacons to try and hit multiple ones, basically. So there's a good track here. I'm not fussed about getting maximum beacon coverage. Just trying to put a few down, to get as many as I can, if that makes sense. So, for example, that gets, multiple things, but that doesn't quite hit that one. So we could put one there and one there, maybe. I say I'm not too fussed about getting full-on coverage. About there, maybe. So just give them a little boost, basically. Maybe down there. That one there. So like that. And then get both of you. multiple ones there. They're too far apart. Okay, so can we hit 3 there? We can hit 3 there. Maybe move it down 1. Yeah, something like that. And then down there. Across there. Like so. Can that hit both of them? Yeah, I can hit both of them. They're too far apart. Okay, so maybe just one in there and try and sort that out there. And then we can probably get several here. In fact, yeah, let's do a line up there. Oops. Across there. Oops. So that would hit both of them. Then we can add a little extra bonus there. This gets all 3, which is nice. Say, not too fussed about full on, you know, maximum coverage. Just a little bit of a booster for when they eventually do run out. Or run low anyway. What else we got? Maybe chuck one in there. Oh, something in the way. Or not run out, run low, I guess is more likely. Right, so we'll then bring... Who's got all of them? It's you, isn't it? Bring this one round. Cool, I'm still in the way. So that's got all of them. Oops, then I'll grab a whole load of speeds. Just go and chuck them in. Like so. Like that. So that's missed one. You can obviously put prods in, but because I've got so much mining productivity bonus, it doesn't really like help particularly. Might need to move that one up a bit. I think that's all of them. No, missed a couple there. Like so. We can actually add maybe a couple in there. Right. So you take them away, please. And then it's power. Try and get as many as I can with each thing. We want to connect it up properly first, though. So we want... Oh, I haven't got any long power poles. So we want to go one over there, one over there. Right. Maybe there? Yeah. Trying to cover plenty, but also sort of keep them out the way. Let's do one there, and I can just get rid of that. What we got? Maybe there. Actually, move that over to there. Oh. Oh, it's not connected to anything. So, no flashing icons. Excellent. Now we want to try and sort of halve it. So I've got, what, 15 and 12? Yeah, that'll do. So we want these 15 to going into here, basically. And these 12 going to here. So we kind of want 3 per pipe, don't we? So no, 4... No, 4. So maybe, yeah, 3 and then 3 4s. Probably going to work. So let's see if we can do that. So we got a bit of pipe here. Maybe connect that across there. Or like that. So we've got 1, 2. Oops. Oh no, that'll work. 3, 4. So you're going across there. Like that. So here's one of our lines. So this is them there. So maybe, what's a good grouping? Maybe, that's in the way. Could I move that down? No, actually, if I do that, no, yeah, I do need to move it down one. So where did those go? There they are. Right, so clicked on the wrong thing there. Right. So if this was, because I could take that one there, couldn't I? Would that? No, that gets in the way, doesn't it? A tricky puzzler. Actually, why don't I just take that out of there? And then that'll be one of our lines from somewhere, and then we'll sort some of these out. So maybe take that over there. Could I have something here, couldn't I? That's better, like that. Oops. I'll take that up there, maybe. Oh, no, I want that there. So that's a pipe there, that's connected to 3. That one's probably the easiest to connect to it. Like that. So that's 4 going to that one. So we do have 3 here. Well, it might be easy to connect together. Why did I put that so close? Why did I put that so close? Like that. Maybe do it the other way around. So we could move that down one. And then that comes there. This, no, can't reach. That goes across to there. So that's now connecting to there. So we can take this round maybe. Would that? Yeah, that'd work. Why don't I just go and grab some pipe out of this guy rather than sticking all these ghosts in? That's better. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we got. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 connected there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 connected there. So that's 8. So that's 3 at the moment. 4. So if I can connect these 3 to this one, then I think we're happy there. So if I do that. Ow. Maybe move that one up, and then it doesn't touch it. We'll just get rid of that one. So we want that one down there. This pipe over here. Like this. Move that up one. Just, I mean, this is so manual. So if I actually move that there, that'd work better. Don't actually know sort of how you would automate something like this. Right, so we've got one down the bottom here, two here, 3 and 4. So we need to connect these. We want to put pumps in, really. No, that'll be alright. That's not that far. Patch is quite close to the oil. Oh. Station. Right, and then this one maybe put that there. Put that there. Like that. It's almost like a puzzle game, isn't it? Like you would, you know, like the pipe one in Bioshock Infinite or something like that. I often think. Right, so if I move that back slightly, then they won't connect together. So, is oil pumping into all 4 of them? We have oil going into all of these. Yeah, okay. Right. Same procedure here, but these are all 3, aren't they? Because I've now got 12 of these. Yeah. So we just need to connect 3 together. So that's an easy win there, I think, isn't it? Oh. Can I rotate that one? Yeah, there we go. That'll do. Never really understood why they... I guess it's because of the art. But it's not rotationally symmetrical, the oil derrick. Oh, why have I got 2 pipes there? Got another one there. Hmm. Right, so that's 3 connected up. We turn that back round. So if I move that down and that across, then those 3 connect. Oops. You see what I mean? I don't. Why is that not? Why does it have it at 2 corners like that each time? It's always a bit confusing. So, because I can connect these 3 up very easily, like this. But then I've got to get it out somehow. So, where would that end? That would go sort of there, wouldn't it? And I can't move that one down. Except I can if I do that. Move that down one. Like so. And then I would need to move that one as well. So that's the second one with 3 connected. We've then got 2 there and 1 there. So these 3 are sort of ideal for connecting together, I think, because I can hop across there, connect that, connect that, and then I just need to move that one out one. And I can connect that. It's also perfectly lined up with one of them, in theory. So that's those 3. And then these 3 we can link together. So maybe, what does that look like? Because I can move that back one, no problem. Like so. Maybe if I take this out the top instead. Oops. Like that. Cool, so that's got 3 connected. So we've got 1 pipe here, 1 pipe there, 1 pipe there, and 1 pipe here. Right. So I might as well just connect that direct. If I take this back a little bit. Oops. And then say connect that to there, like that. So we need to connect them up. And then we just need to attach this one here. Excellent. Oh dear. Hopefully that kind of made sense what I was trying to do there. I was basically trying to evenly distribute the number of oil, pump jacks it calls them, doesn't it? Not oil derricks, but so that obviously we don't have an exact even number, but that way I can try and avoid any issues around having to put them into too many tanks, because the big problem with fluids, of course, is the fluid mechanics is just bonkers. So I'm trying to minimize, any kind of balancing and all that sort of stuff, because I may well have to come back and start doing, logistics, circuit-based filling and all that sort of stuff. But it all gets a bit complicated for me. That sort of breaks my brain a little. So if I can do a relatively simple oil loading system, then I'm kind of happy with that. But as I say, if we are getting to the territory where when everything's switched on, the trains, when everything's switched on, it sort of, doesn't work, or UPS tanks, then I probably will have to come back and start fixing things. Did this ever... I mean, it's on red, so they must have come and loaded everything in. Yeah. Yeah, looks like it. Right, so... Okay, so defences. Now, defending the actual outposts, there is a set of blueprints, but we're not going to be able to use them. Or can we, actually? Can I get away with that? No, I don't think I can. So it's basically a corner. The corner attaches to the blueprint. So, because I was trying to do something modular, basically, so that I could just stamp it down and add whatever I needed to it. So, like the loading of the resources for everything apart from fluids is very much modular now. It took me a while to get there. But say this would stamp down on here, but the problem is, it's going to form an L shape that overlaps with. In fact, is that a problem? I could just chop the end of it off, couldn't I? Because we want this one higher up than this one. Yeah, let's just do that. That'll be easier. So yeah, so this plops down then, like that, and you see it connects all of these roboports together. So this is the one delivering all the ammo and all that sort of stuff. I've then got a set of blueprints. So yeah, so if I just chop the end off here, basically. So it's there. I think I need to chop off something like that. In fact, probably need to do another one. Yeah, probably need to chop off another one. Like that. Ish. Maybe without that pipe. And then we can go around that corner, like that. Shouldn't really have corners like that, with the base on that side and enemies on this side, because it's good in terms of weight of fire, but what happens is if you've got a bot here that has to deliver ammo to a turret here, it flies across and then it gets destroyed. And obviously at the stage I am, it's sort of irrelevant, but if you have too much of that sort of stuff and you end up with all your bots destroyed, then you get basically cascade failures where, if they punch a hole in the walls, and particularly where there's power lines, if they punch a hole in the walls because there's nothing to repair any of your turrets or replace them, then they'll just eat through your entire outpost. And again, although that's not a material problem, it's a, well, it's taken, what is this now, an hour and a quarter or something to even put this in place, sort of thing. So yeah, it's best to avoid that sort of thing just because it's inconvenient, really. Right, so what we can do is send everyone around the edge. I can then plop this one in where it needs to be, or rather work out where it needs to be, because we can go back. So ideally, we would be putting this in, or I need to plop this in for the positioning, basically. So ideally, I like to have it a bit of a gap to the actual patch, so that I can do some balancing and belts. So we want to put it hopefully somewhere there-ish. Then I say we'll work out as per usual where's a good place in terms of the T-junction. So which way round? That way round. So ideally straight rail here. And where's a good place for the actual T-junction? So it would be there in an ideal world. But that's the best match with causing the least inconvenience. And there should be some... Where's the rail? So it should be here. No? Where's the... Oh, it's there. Just looking for the signals. Okay. So about there. Right. So we want to get rid of all this and plop it back in. I can see why, I mean, Nilels is, I know he's not the only one that does it, but the whole city block thing, it does kind of simplify, the whole process. What are you doing there? Right, so let's run the straight rail again. Because if you're, and particularly the way he does the complete coverage, basically. So the way he just literally expands the base and expands the base and expands the base. That's a lot more simpler and more efficient. It's not like in the blueprints at all, is it? So pop that in there. I don't actually need to fill it out with anything. It's just for positioning, really. So we'll get rid of all of that. And then we will plop in not oil. So this is the regular material pickup. Right, so might actually pop it all in, actually. If we put the walls in as well, which connect to... We're probably going to have to go back to base to get more stuff, basically. So we'll see how much we can do. So if that would go there, we need to take that straight rail out there and retry it. So hopefully we can connect these two end pieces up now. So actually the corner needs to be here. Which corner is it? It's that corner. Oh, they're quite badly misaligned, aren't they? It's a bit inconvenient. Okay. I'll just improvise them together then. So we want... He says maybe I could just plop that in again, because that appears to be an okay match there. So what about here? So if that's the turret there. Okay. The pipes are connected and stuff, I think. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. You've got a load of stuff, though, haven't you? Yeah. Cool. So let's bring the other two over. Oh, why have I not got any power? I've obviously disconnected a power line somewhere. Oh, it's that one there. Right, let's bring you two over as well. Join the party. Yep. Now I'll hop in Spidertron and run around and fill everything out. I say, I think good to get this sort of on record, as it were, but I don't think I want to do too many streams that are me doing this over and over again. The stuff we're building, the actual science build, is much more interesting. Speaking of which, I wonder how far it's got. So it's still chunking away. So I think the issue basically... Oh, they're actually getting rail now. I mean, it's stopping. I think it does need to be slightly more efficient, because I think these probably do at some point, like, occasionally run out of... Hang on. Ah, look, there's an error there. That shouldn't be there. Ah, okay. So they're only half the rails getting through. But these are backing up, aren't they? What are you missing? So it's more this that's missing. And that's missing because... Why are there no red circuits? No red circuits because there's no... Oh, no plastic. Oh, that's a... So there is some issue there, isn't there? I think it's in the balancer. Yeah, this balancer's not right, basically. Because that's nowhere near an even output. Okay. Okay. What I probably need to do is combine like... Oh, actually, I can have a look, see. So some of these aren't running. Why are you not running? Because you're backed up with petroleum, okay. So that side of it is like maxed out, but this isn't. I wonder why that is. Is that because there's no... Oh, there's hardly any crude oil. I hate the fluid mechanics in this game. So these trains need to... I mean, what I could probably do, because it's actually an uneven loading, if you think about it, because it's 3, 2 and 1. But I need more oil trains as well, don't I? But also this is... I mean, look at that. It's not right. Okay, so that'll need fixing at some point as well. We'll see how much of this we can plot down. I know for a fact that it doesn't have enough modules and beacons for this proper build. For the iron, iron smelting. Which is why really I need another one of the Spidertrons with all the beacons in it, but yeah, it's sort of a general problem there. Okay, so it's filled all of that side of things out. Something missed here, though. Cool. What are you moaning about? Oh, there's a random bit of wall there for some reason. That was obviously left over from something or other. Yeah, so this side of it, the sort of regular material smelting, I've got... So this is the load. So there's several variations of the loading because I have two types of station... Oh, well, actually, I have three types of station pickup. There's the stations where it's literally just raw material. So coal is the best example of that, where I'm just picking up coal. And that has one variation of the loading. So those are the miners. That's the... Hang on. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Sorry. So yeah, so this is the basic, pick up solid materials stations. And then this is the loader for raw material. So if I'm just doing coal, and I can vary it, you see, because I could just have stone, or combine stone and brick, or just brick is a good example of the sort of three options I've got. So this is literally just raw material. So if it's raw material coming in, this gets stamped on top. Oops. If I get it the right way around, that is. So it gets stamped on top, and then I just need to fill out the, send all the material in, like I've just done with the oil, basically. So that's that one. It's obviously not what we're going to do here. Instead, we've got, and this is just a connector, basically, to connect up to those points. But what we're actually going to do is this one, and this has got still loading on for both of the stations, but it loads up process material into both of them. So that's the one we want. And this is the connection to it. So this is then the extension that takes it up into... so it's 16 smelters across because I've got two sets of 8. You see what I mean? So I've got 484 trains, so I need 16 lanes of stuff to feed both stations. So that's what connects there. But I've also then got this, which is this. If I'm doing one station is raw material, one station is processed material, this is the other version. So this is the stone brick and stone and raw stone version. So it only connects to 8 smelters. What I've then got is this stampable blueprint. So this one, is obviously repeating. So if I need, because you need about 9 rows to completely saturate a blue belt. So that allows me to either do 16 by 9 or 8 by 9, basically. So I'll fill the rest of this in like that. So I can just line this up. Sometimes I have to flip it round and rotate it and stuff. So that's not right, is it? To get it to match, is it that way? Autosave, get it to match. There we go. So that's a match there. And it's always best to check the arrows on the inserters because I've made that mistake a few times. So we want 1. So that's 2, 3, rather 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we obviously want to fill those in as well. And I say I don't have enough beacons and modules to completely fill out all of this, but I also don't think I'll have enough turrets, etc. So we would have to head back anyway. Which it's 5:30 actually, so there's only about half an hour left before I need to end the stream anyway. So I can at least sort of show you, or record in the streams, like the complete process for doing or laying down a blueprint, even if I haven't got the actual material to to fill it out, basically. So what these are doing, this is the input. Yeah, so this is the stuff coming in, and then it goes up each of the lanes there, and then there's output coming down, and that's what's crossing over, and that then loads into the trains. So it's all belt based. I mean, that's another thing if I have to go bot based on this, or it turns out I have to for UPS reasons, I may just quit the series, maybe start again, or maybe load up one of the earlier saves. I've had a few places where it's taken me so long to work out how to do things, it was actually redundant what I ended up trying to do. Because originally the outposts were designed to handle both bus input and train input. Because I thought, which way around is it going to be best to do this? Because I thought I'd have a big period where I needed outposts to do both. But by the time I'd properly worked out how to do the outposts, I needed it sort of become redundant, basically. So I then had to redesign them all to just be, the science trains. And instead, I've got this here, which is just the old school initial 242 trains. That's not a good example. There you go. The old-fashioned style. Right, so I need to connect these. So I need a total of 16 outputs. So I could put this here. Yeah, that'll work, I think. Because it's like these. When I designed these, I needed about 14 miners to fill a belt. But I've done so many mining prods, mining prod research, I don't anymore. I only need about 8, if that. I think it's now about 6 with the extra ones I've done. So I only need about 6 miners to fill a belt. Let's put it there. So what I actually have been doing instead is essentially plopping it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then reversing some of the belts, basically. Oops. Oh, I'm standing over there. Okay. Let's hop in. So I plop it all down. Again, I say we don't have all of the beacon modules and beacons and stuff to fill it all out. But we can get all the miners down at least. And then literally I am taking the belts and reversing them. Oops. So we then get basically 16 rows. I'm not even counting it, I'm just doing it by eye basically. Because say like these, I don't actually need this many to fill the belt. Obviously it gives it sort of redundancy in a sense of it means the patch keeps going for longer, basically. Right, so I need to hook all of this up. So hopefully, I mean, what I might be better to do is maybe take these bottom ones this side, like this. Like so. Maybe take the bottom 4. Like this. Up here. Made a mess of that. There we go. Up there. Like that. Like so. And then I think I'll just line them all up rather than try and get too clever with it. So if we take them out, take that out, like that, like that. So 2, 3, oops, 3, 4. That one there, that one there, that one there. Right. I do have some blueprints for this, actually. Like that. Like that. Oh. Somebody can't count somewhere. I've got a random lane there, haven't I? Okay. Whoops. So that should be like that. Get rid of that. Like that. Like that. Fill that in. No. There we go. Same procedure here, basically. Yeah. Let's move you along the other way. So that one there, that one there. Okay, and then these would be along here. But we need to avoid the minus. 2, 3, 4 up there. So we want to connect that one to, oh, do it there. That one. Don't need them. That one along there. That one there. Better. Right. Cool. And let's use that. Am I the only one with belt? Looks like I'm the only one with belt. Let's at least connect the power up and see. No. Spare power poles. See that it is sort of this is sort of working roughly. Even though the material won't really flow. Is there iron ore on every belt? Yep. Actually, what I've forgotten is the balancers, which go there and there. Like that. Oops. Cool. Okay. So, next job then is to go around the edge. Just, I mean, it's really, really long-winded, this. And I mean, I wouldn't have to put, if there were no biters on the map, you know, I wouldn't have to put defences down. But there are. So, you know, there's a strong argument for essentially getting rid of them all and turning them off. But I've started, so might as well keep going. And then we go across here. I like so. So it wants to be about there-ish, I guess. Because we then need to come down. Obviously, I'm doing 2 outposts at once here, so it's like, you know. Oh, I never changed that, did I? So we could make that oil pickup. Yep. And then What are they doing? Oh, they're taking the stone away. Okay. Right, so given there's water here, we might as well just extend over to the water. This way. So I'll plot that there. Go across. Like that. Don't need that bit. And then... You see the net, because of the grid, you know, the fact that it's a sort of perfectly square game, as it were, going down and across and down is basically the same as going across and down, because it's almost exactly. In fact, it'll probably be less material, technically, because, you know, that's kind of... I'm not doing as many corners. So, although it's a bit weird, we might as well encapsulate this. It also gives me some options around this stone in case maybe I want to sneak an extra station in and grab that stone. Probably not, because it's not a particularly big patch, but what the hey. It also avoids any problems with, you know, concave wall sections like we have here. Right, so if that was up there, yeah, that's probably about right. So we'll put a corner in, and then go down again. Where's that? There it is. And there we go. So I can get rid of that bit. Don't need that. It's just spare stuff. Get rid of them. Cool. So yeah, we're out of laser turrets. We're out of you know, beacons and modules and all that sort of stuff. So obviously I was explaining this one, so it's a little bit quicker when I'm doing it normally, but it's the same basic idea. And once it's laid down, I then just sort of send the, you know, Spidertrons back and forth, you know, restocking with material. Has someone got... Oh, you've got loads of stuff. So if I grab that... I thought we might be out of walls, but it's just that it's one spider's got stuff. Is that all done? But yeah, I just sort of, you know, path them back and, you know, to the thing, you know, go and make a cup of tea sort of thing. And then when they're done filling up, I path them back. And then just, you know, send them round, basically. Oh, are we done? Why is that not... Oh, I'm hitting the wrong key. It's probably a thing because obviously there's the stack size thing that, you know, single stack of walls is 100, but, you know, the turret's only stacked to 50, so you can fit a lot of walls in, so I usually can fill out all of the wall bits. Normally. Let's grab a few more for me, since I've got so many bots. There we go. So that's the walls done. So say we're missing turrets. Obviously need to put some radars in. We're missing... Well, show us. We're missing belt and speed modules and beacons. And we are out of those. We will have to go with those. And I say this is why, you know, you would have to do it in conjunction with trains or have a ridiculous number of spidertrons with all of the stuff in to do this system. So a system where you slowly expand your walls and just grab the materials that are there, even though they're quite small patches, is probably is definitely a lot quicker and a lot simpler, basically. But I didn't know that. That's the whole point of this series, for me to find out that sort of thing. So what else can we do? I mean, we can hook up. I was a bit surprised they're not hooked up already. Is there a break somewhere? Oh no, all the flamers have got stuff. So we can go around and see how many, because I have a second version of this that has roboports on it. So we can go around and try and connect them up, and then they'll put, ammo, bit of gun food in all the. Would that reach? No, so it needs to be there. And basically, these are 2 apart. So if I go to this one, it's just connected, and that's disconnected. So I have to leave a gap of 2. And then I say gap of 2 and 1, 2, and then with the corners, it's more a case of making sure this. There you go. There are lasers in the thing. You get this as well, where because they've run out of charge, and so you can't quite tell what you are definitely missing. If I put it there, it doesn't reach that box. There's an ammo box, not an ammo box, so requester in there, basically. So then we go 1, 2, there, 1, 2, pop that there. So it won't be undefended, in case anything weird happens. Because the outpost trains have been filling up the system with a load of ammo. And we can probably leave some behind as well. And the loggy bots will fill all of that out, basically. So say there'll be flamers and gun turrets when we go. 1, 2. No, does that reach that box? No, it doesn't. Okay, so we will need to be there. 1, 2. If I was better at the blueprint, distances thing, I would do that with this. But I struggle with that. It doesn't. It's not. I don't find it to be a logical way they've done it. But that's clearly just me, rather than them having done it badly. Right, do I need any along here? What's this logistics network looking like? So, yeah, we need a bit of an extension here. So, maybe there. Okay, so we can connect it there. And also maybe pop one in here. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so the bots will go and fill out all of those requester chests, basically. Oh, I can get rid of a lot of stone there. Whoa, look at that, that's pretty. I mean, they will also fill out, like, missing lasers and stuff, because they do have lasers, but it's only like 50 get dropped off at a time, so it takes ages to fill out the blueprint. Right, I'm going to plop some radars in. Maybe one sort of here. And then I'm probably going to need 2 to cover this corner. Maybe get away with 1. Put it here, maybe? Yeah, cool. Okay. Is that fully covered with radar? Yeah, that's fully covered with radar. Yeah, okay. So it is 10 to, so I think we'll call that basically the end of the stream. What I'll do, I will nip outside the walls, outside of the coverage area, and then I will run back with some ammo, because I can just drop this in here. In fact, put that in as well. grab this ammo. What else? No, that'll be fine. And then I'll nip back. And sort of stick some ammo in here. Because I need to... Oh. Need to fill out these. These are like super emergency turrets. You know, if anything does come and somehow get all the way through, we've at least got a bit of coverage for the outpost train to, you know, restock things. That's my theory anyway. It probably really wouldn't actually work that way, but right. And then let's have a look at this one. Load of junk in here as well. Oh, and we can. Oh, I already did them. Okay. Right. So at this stage, what I would do, or what I am going to do, is basically go back to the base, and all of the, you know, the spiders will all fill up, and then what I'll also do is my personal spider. So number 5, this one. I'll then put an extra condition on here to grab a load of beacons. I usually go with, how many is it? I think I normally go with 200 of them and 400 of them, because they're usually what I run out of most. And if there's any room, then I'll just sort of fill it up with, there isn't usually, but if there's any little bit of room, I'll then fill up with belts as well, because that's the other thing that gets used up. What I am going to do is take them back so we don't get any weirdness. Yeah, so that's basically how I'm outposting, and the idea is, because I've sort of done sufficient, and I'm continuing to do mining productivity, it makes these patches last, you know, longer and longer each time. So it should reduce the need to get rid of outposts, but it does mean I am going to have to build a lot more outposts, particularly. You know, so I've got iron ore here. I need also iron plate here. So I need also copper, and here I've got copper, but I need iron plate. You know, so there's going to need to be several more outposts added to each of these little, you know, tendrils to the web. This idea was good. This was, I think, but not really practical. The idea was to go out and find really big patches. 50 million there. You know, they've got 18, so that's 35 or something between them, you know, 87 million, 50 million, but it's so far away, I don't think it's practical. What I'm gonna try and do with these now is use them to build either gold science. It probably be gold science, but gold science is going to have to go outside the base, because, you know, this was purple, and all right, I have got space there, but gold's going to be even bigger, basically. So there isn't really a nice place for me to put gold. So instead, I'll put gold, you know, here maybe or something. Again, it's going to require loads of biter clearance. Or maybe I'll just literally put it here. But trouble with that is, you know, it's going to you know, I don't want to interrupt these too much. I'd rather have it further up, and then gold will go and get these resources, and then I've at least not wasted my time completely. But yeah, I'm planning. I think space science is going to be, you know, down the bottom basically, and it'll just literally send the white science up into this, you know, into this junction here. So effectively, there'll be like almost like a second base maybe down the bottom. We're gonna have to do so much land filling. It's gonna be bonkers. Right. So I will head back to base. Where are we? We're up here. So if we go this way, I usually try and follow the railway track if I can. In fact, yeah, that's because it's just I always know that the railway track usually is going to be heading back to base. Yeah, let's go that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. So there we go. So as I say, what I really should have done is sort of work this out. There is obviously this error that I just spotted. In fact, what I'm going to do, it's here, isn't it? Or is it? Yes, that shouldn't be there. There you go. So that underground is not needed. So there's a problem with plastic. It actually looks like now that they're getting stone, the railway is getting through, but it's difficult to be sure because obviously that's not being properly consumed. But also, if they're pausing, it's giving the railway a chance to catch up, or to produce more than is needed, or is being demanded anyway. So I'm not sure this is really quite working efficiently enough. I need to load more steel in, and that's why. I mean, these are sat idle, quite a few of these, and that's why. But there's obviously a problem with plastic, and that's partly that we need more oil, and we obviously just set up an oil thing here. All right, this is backing up now. Okay, well, it's just gone, isn't it? So we do need more oil trains. I mean, we need more every train, but this is clearly not outputting in a balanced way, which makes sense. I mean, that's a silly thing to do, really. But yeah, you see that's stacking up on that one, but virtually nothing in them. So we're not getting an even distribution of plastic to the red circuit builds over here. So you see they're empty, and that's just got a bit of plastic left there. Yeah. Okay. So that's a balancer issue plus an oil issue. So I say between streams I will definitely sort this out because it's just slap another couple of trains in basically and replace these balancers. Whether I actually fix this purple before I stream next, I'm not sure. Might leave that for next stream because they are quite. In fact, let's have a look at the production. Science. Oops. Yeah, so that, I mean, it's getting 500 from the bus. So, you have to imagine that this 500 is adding in there. So it's going up and down, basically, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, look. That's obviously as the plastic gets produced. And it chucks in the red circuits and then, backs up. What I might also do then, I mean, it's... Yeah. Because this is full all the time. So I'm actually wondering if an 8x8 balancer there, because I have got them. In fact, why have I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Oh, it's 9 lanes, I guess, in a way. But these aren't full lanes. Yeah, I think I could have an 8x8 balancer there to balance between the two sets of production, because these are clearly not being demanded, but also these need, replacing. I mean, my other option is I could just join them together so that this is 4 lanes. How many have actually got here? It's like 9, I think, isn't it? 9, yeah. So I could maybe put in like a 5 to 2 and a 4 to 2. And then an 8 to 8. Anyway, that I will definitely sort out. But I might leave making sure that these are all running until next stream. That'll just be what we start with. But after that, I need to do some work during the week to work out my gold science build because it's not built. So there is a possibility, if I don't get that done by Saturday, that I will unfortunately be doing another outpost grind build stream. I'll be totally honest, if it looks like that's the case, I may actually do a Dyson Sphere program next weekend. Because I'm not a massive fan of streaming these, the builds. I think it's good to having got it down and you can see what it looks like and what I'm doing. But it's easier for it's more fun for me, or not fun, but it's better for me just to set a load of stuff going and then go and do something else. I mean, I can't see any like train jams at least, but then there's only a few trains in there. There's not a lot, not a lot in there really. I don't suppose this produced any. No, it's all stuck. It's not getting through. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, thanks for joining me. Particularly Skyscraper, if you're there. Oh, you're still there? Hi. And bye. I say we'll pick up next Saturday. I will do my absolute damnedest to design the gold build. I'm guessing that will again take multiple streams to lay it all down. Blah 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 blah. Because they are big builds. These for the high level material. And then it's space science, so that'll be fun. But yeah, say if it doesn't look like I get time because I'm so busy at work, it's a bit silly. Then I will swap out with the Dyson Sphere program. So if you don't fancy that, then no need to come back as it were. But yeah, so I'll hopefully pick up next Saturday with more Factorio, where I maybe make sure this properly works and then do gold science. So just to run through again, I am Trismegistus. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter at Trismegistus. I stream Satisfactory on a Friday and Factorio on Saturdays and Sundays. All of my streams start at 3 p.m. I upload VODs to YouTube, and those go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays for Factorio and Fridays for Satisfactory. And that's it, basically. So, yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you much for 4321, Ian. I hope you have a good week as well. And I will catch you again next week. I say, my intention is to do a Dyson Sphere program playthrough again. If I've not got where I need to for next weekend, that's what I will do. But I will probably start streaming on Monday a new Dyson Sphere program playthrough. But it won't be for a few weeks because work is just silly. So if that is an game you're interested in, seeing me play through, because I know Neil House does one, and obviously he's efficiencying the hell out of it, but not a lot of people stream that. It's quite interesting, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, so I will catch you again on another next week. Right, cheers, bye bye.